quick update on some Masternode stuff since a lot has been going on since I posted my last video. So the first thing is, as many of you know, I bought a Goa node about a month ago, right before New Year's. And the price I bought it at was 0.00038 Bitcoin. You need 1,000 units, so that makes it 0.38 Bitcoin. So that's what I purchased it for. And then over New Year's, a number of things happened. The price went down to about 0.00025. So that represented probably about a 30% loss at that moment in time. But then the price came back up, and I started selling the Goa from the Goa income from the Masternode. I started selling it when it got to 0.4. So I was making a profit, a small profit, but I was making a profit at that time. The price kept going up and eventually got all the way up to about 0.12 to 0.13, sorry, 0.0012 to 0.0013, which represented about a tripling to quadrupling my original price per Goa. So I sold everywhere from 0.0004 all the way to 0.00 I think 1.6 at one time. In 27 days, I have been able to recoup the entire amount of my initial Bitcoin outlay and a little bit more. So as of day 27 of owning Goa, the Goa Masternode, I was able to get 102% of a return. Now that extra 2% reflected about, I think it was $120 above what I initially paid at that moment's Bitcoin exchange rate to dollars. Which means that now my node is paid for itself. The hosting fees are $40 a year. It's $335 a month at ovh.com. So that means that this particular Masternode has paid for itself. It's done. Everything else I get after this is complete gravy. If you look at masternodes.online, what you're going to see is that the rewards have come down a bit. It was around 800. Now I think it's down around 400. That has to do with two things. One is as time goes on, the difficulty of mining becomes more difficult. So the block rewards don't happen as often. So I was getting 5 Goa every, I was getting 5 Goa 5 to 6 times a day. Now I'm only getting 5 Goa 3 times a day. Now, when the ROI falls, that's a good thing in the sense that there's going to be less Goa around, so it's going to increase the value of whichever Goa you already have. However, with the advent of these aggregator sites like masternodes.online and Masternodes Pro, it just doesn't look good. I mean, who wants that mediocre 400% ROI when you can have 800 or 900 or 2,000 ROI? Now, the double-edged sword there is those really high ROIs, if they continue, are going to dilute the value of the coin. So the Goa community voted to increase the rewards, and in a couple of days, there's going to be an increase in block size from 5 Goa per block to 7.5 Goa per block. So that is going to make the ROI jump in a couple of days, and the chances are very good that the price will also jump. Now, what I wanted to do is take a look at the price history here. So you can see the price history. This is the 1 week chart. So last week we were up about 0.00125 in this range right here. And then it came down to about 0.007, 0.008, and it hung out there for most of the week. And then we started getting this bizarre price action. So these shooting star type candles, what those are is someone wanting to buy up a bunch of Goa all at once. So they're buying higher up into the order book. Just wanted to illustrate what I'm talking about there. So here is the sell order book. And you'll notice that at these lower prices, 0.008, 0.009, that you're dealing with very small numbers of Goa, 8, 14, not even 1, 23, 31. You don't get even to 100 until you get to here. So all of this added up is less than 0.2 of a masternode. So to actually get enough to buy a masternode, you're going to have to go rather deep into this order book. By the time you get here, I think you're around 300 Goa. So the people who, here, once you get up to here, you're probably 0.001. By this time, you probably bought about 600-ish Goa, just ballparking. So the people who own masternodes are not dumping their Goa. The people who are mining it, who don't have enough for a masternode, they're the ones who are doing this. But there's another thing going on, and that is these very, very low negatives that you see, these very low wicks. So let's just take this one, for example, right here. You can see popped up on the screen there that the low is 0.00012. Now, the price that most of it sold at was 0.00075. So you're looking at a price that is like less than 25% of the usual asking price and the usual sale price. So what's going on with those particular low orders? Someone is trying to artificially lower the price of Goa. Now, maybe it's because they want to buy a Masternode cheaper than they otherwise could. If you look at the price history on these sales, which unfortunately the sale history doesn't go back that far, but what you would see is that the vast majority of those very, very low sales are tiny amounts of Goa. So this is really important when you're looking at that masternodes.online chart and it's showing you the price, because it looked like the value of a Masternode on Goa had gone from, we were hanging around somewhere between 18,000 and 20,000 US dollars, and it looked like it fell all the way to $10,000. And that was because of this kind of weird pricing that was happening here, where people were artificially selling lower than usual orders for some reason. We're not sure what that reason was. But if you actually want to buy a Masternode, you're going to have to pay a lot more than that for this particular Masternode. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, was just how that works out, and also give you an update on the value. My Masternode has paid itself off in 1 month. So I've gotten 100% return in 1 month's time in terms of my initial money is now back and safe. It's converted to Bitcoin, and even if Goa goes to zero and just completely fails as a project tomorrow, which it's not going to, but even if it did, I've already gotten my initial investment out within 1 month. Anything that happens beyond this is gravy. And on top of that, when I purchased it, it was worth 0.038 Bitcoin. And currently, right now, at this price of about 0.0087, the value of, at this current price, which you actually can't buy a Masternode for that price, but the value of that is going to be about 0.8 Bitcoin, which is about a little bit less, or a little bit more than double what I originally paid. So it's doubled its Bitcoin value in the same time that I've also gotten 100% return income back from the Masternode. So overall, my first foray into high-risk Masternodes, because let's face it, these are very high-risk projects. There is no guarantee that these are going to succeed, no matter, even if the dev does everything they can. And you're also taking the risk that the developers might take the money and run, so you also have that risk as well. But my first one turned out really well. I used that money to fund a couple other Masternodes, and I want to talk about some of those a little bit in the rest of this video. Now, one of the issues that you have is by the time a Masternode coin hits places like masternodes.online, as soon as it does, and it has a high ROI, people will buy it really quick and bid up the price. So what you want to try and do is you want to find coins that have a lot of promise and are about to become Masternodes. A lot of coins have Masternodes in their roadmap, but they haven't rolled them out yet. So what you want to do is try and find a quality project that is going to have Masternodes in its project, or just hasn't listed yet on masternodes.online. So here's an example of one. It's called CJ CryptoJacks. The exchange with the highest volume is Cryptopia, and they are currently undergoing a swap from CryptoJacks to a new coin called Bitstream, BTR. So what you would do is you would come on to Cryptopia, or another exchange that carries CryptoJacks, and you would need to get 500,000 CryptoJacks. So it's a lot of coin, but it's very low price. And once you purchase that, then you've got to withdraw your CryptoJacks, send it to the developer, along with your transaction ID and your new Bitstream wallet address, and then they will send you the new Bitstream coin. I have already exchanged it, and so I've got it to my wallet. It's staking, so I'm getting an income on the stake, and they just rolled out their Masternode guide today. So when I get home tonight, I'll be setting up the Masternode for this particular coin. When the news hit that they were implementing their Masternodes, and let me just switch to the 1 week menu. When the news hit that they were switching to Masternodes, their price spiked up super high just based on interest in that. So it actually went up to about 150 Satoshis. Remember, you're buying 500,000. So even though it's very, very cheap per coin, you're buying a lot of them to run this Masternode. And then as the swap is continued, the prices begin to come down. So now it's about a third of what it was about 2 days ago. So you can get into this particular Masternode for not a lot of money. Just coming in here and looking at the price, it looks like, what is that? Okay, you can get half of your Masternode right there between these first two orders for 57 Satoshis, and then you can get the other half of your Masternode for 59 Satoshis. So you can buy the entire Masternode for less than 60 Satoshis, which is a fantastic discount. One thing to be aware of with Cryptopia is that it has a maximum withdrawal period per 24-hour window. And so so if you withdraw, let's say at 12 noon, it won't, if you draw all 5,000 of your New Zealand dollar worth in that one at noon, it won't let you withdraw any more until noon the next day. So it's not like GDAX, where if you withdraw 10,000 exactly, an hour later, it'll let you withdraw whatever percentage of 24 hours an hour is. So just be aware that that limitation exists. This swap is going on for quite a long time. I think it's going on for a month, but the longer you wait, the less the swap is. So at the moment, there's a slight bonus. I think through tomorrow, you get like 1.01 bit stream or 1.02 bit stream for every one crypto jack you send. Next week, it'll be 1 to 1. And then I think the week after that, it goes down to like 0.9. So the longer you wait to exchange, the less you're going to get. So the more you'll have to buy up front. But again, right now, the supply looks pretty decent. And if you're interested in a relatively inexpensive Masternode, it looks like this one is a good time to do it. Once the swap is complete, they'll be listing on I think it's Coin Exchange, and then they're also going to be looking at getting listed on masternodes.online, and they're already hosted on Coin Market Cap. So I don't know if they're just going to be doing a name change there or if they have to do a relist completely. But just a really nice opportunity at the moment, I think. The reward seems like it's going to be pretty high. It hasn't been published, but from what people are reporting, it seems like it's going to be a fairly high ROI. The next coin I want to talk about is called Sub1X. It originally started out as a super low supply coin, but with the advent of these aggregator sites like masternodes.online, you can't see that it's a super low supply coin, and that's why the interest rate is so low. So the community voted to increase the ROI to 400%. Now, that's going to increase, it's going to increase its super low supply to a moderately low supply, but it still will be a relatively low supply coin. It is not yet listed on masternodes.online, and the only place you can get it in terms of an exchange right now is CryptoBridge, so cryptobridge.org with a hyphen in the middle. The website for CryptoBridge is a little bit slow. There is a desktop UI that you can actually download, so it will run on your computer like an app that is supposed to be a lot faster. We can see here that the last price was 0.01879, blah, blah, blah. So you only need 20 coins here. So even though that price is fairly high per coin, you're only buying 20.1 coins so that you can start your Masternode. So at today's rate, that would be 0.376 more or less Bitcoin. That represents, I think, a quadrupling of the value since I first bought it. Let me just see. 0.0. I bought it for 0.08 Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a 4.7 time increase in the value of this particular coin. Once it hits masternodes.online, it'll probably increase a lot more. And if they can get on a higher volume exchange, that will also help. Let's just take a quick look at the order book here. In terms of sell orders, again, you need 20 of them. So in order to buy enough to get 20, it looks like you're going to have to go all the way to 0.03, maybe 0.034 to get all. Yeah, you might have to buy just one or two at this rate, but it looks like you'll be able to buy the vast majority of that at 0.03. So there you go on that one. One thing you've got to be really careful about when you're looking at these Masternode coins, especially ones that are in early development, is that you can't just set up your Masternode and walk away. For example, this one had a wallet update that if you didn't do, then you weren't getting rewards. So you've got to become part of the community. At the very least, just join their Discord and or Telegram channels, and then just check the announcements or the pinned posts just once a day, and that way you're not going to get behind. Again, this one seems like it's a sleeper at the moment. It's already gone way up just from when I originally purchased it, but it's got a lot farther to go just in terms of it doesn't have any exposure, and with no exposure at all, it's gone up 5 times the value of Bitcoin at the same time that Bitcoin fell by 60%. So, even my Stellar and Ripple hasn't done that during this last month. So just an example of a gem that you can find if you can't wait until it gets to Masternodes Online, is what I'm saying. You have to find these projects that are not yet that far along, but you're taking an even bigger risk because there's no guarantee that it'll ever get that far. So make sure you're looking in their community and make sure the devs are active, make sure they've got a good reputation, and you got to do your own homework. You have to decide what kind of risk you're willing to take. And the last coin that I wanted to highlight is this one. It's called Zeus, X-U-E-Z. It's pronounced Zeus, like the god of lightning and thunder. This was originally Xios, X-I-O-S. Xios had an issue where the developer had some family problems and unfortunately let some people who were not very reputable kind of take over the project. So the community stepped in, and this is where having a good community is important. The community stepped in and took over the project themselves. And what they did was they executed a swap. So you had to buy your Xios before a certain date in January, and then you sent your Xios to a burn address, gave them your transaction ID and a number of other things to verify that it really was you, and then they will send you the Zeus back. Now, this is not yet launched. As you can see by this thing right here, their wallet is currently in alpha. So they don't even have the wallet set up yet. It's not listed on any exchange, and you can't buy it yet. So this is the sort of thing that you want to kind of pay attention to, maybe join their Discord community, and just pay attention, because when this is available for sale, it's probably going to jump up pretty quick because Xios had a lot of positive community behind it. The community here for Zeus is pretty large and active, and as soon as it's possible to buy it, masternodes are such a hot item right now that there's a very good chance that this will jump up in price fairly quickly. So there you go. We started off talking about how I did well so far on my Goa gamble. And then we talked a little bit about some of the price manipulation that was going on and the importance of looking at that order book and not necessarily just taking what you see on masternodes.online as fact. And then we ended up talking with 3 different coins that I think are pretty decent opportunities right now. So the first one was CryptoJax, which is becoming Bitstream. Second one was Sub1X. And then the third one was Zeus. All right, let me know if you have any questions and what you'd like for me to do for my next video.